Alright, this is Emily, the fermenter, and I'm here to talk about turning your pre-fold into a contour diaper. The difference between a contour and a fitted, just to understand, this is something I recently learned, is that a fitted diaper has an elastic leg and usually backing, just so that it fits a little bit more snug. A contour diaper does not, so when I was, that doesn't matter. Anyway, here is my example. I have just basically taken a pre-fold, cut the edges, and crossed the middle. So this one is what I call a pre-fold or a contour overnight that I have turned it into. And basically I have taken my pre-fold, cut it, sewn the middle portion, and then left this little pocket right here, because what I did then was I took my Fuzzy Buns microfiber insert, cut it in half, stitched the edge, and then you can tuck it into this pocket. Well, you can't actually have microfiber on the skin, and this became an issue because you can see the microfiber sticks out. So then I decided that we'll go ahead and we'll add a piece of fleece. So there is the overnight. Not to mention that it's one, super absorbent, but two, it won't feel wet against the skin because you have this fleece insert on there as well. So what I have done, just to show you with some better thread, and obviously that is not even, but I just basically cut the edges here and brought it to an angle in the middle so that it is thin for in between the baby's legs, but wide so that it stretches all the way across so that you can pin it. Because what I was finding is if you just tri-fold the diaper, once you bring it up here, well, if you have a chunky monkey like me, these will not actually match, so I reach over. So all you do is you take your pre-fold, you do not drop your rotary knife into the basket of scraps, and you just kind of guess. I guess about 3 inches, so I would say rate 1, 2, 3, yeah, here. And I take it all the way up to the seam. So you're going to be back stitching around this corner, so you do not have to worry that it's going to fray. They do fray a little bit, but only up until the seam. So I'm just going to make sure that these are even. And draw my line. You will learn that I like things to go quick and fast. So there's that. And this makes it super easy for folding. So there we go. Off to the sewing machine. How come this was working? Oh, here. Oh, because I was at an angle. Okay, so I'm going to, actually here is what I was making earlier. This is a t-shirt, and then I stitched a, after, tri-folding it and sewing it, I stitched a fleece liner to it. That will be a different video. I am a stay-at-home mom now, and I have to keep busy. So I come up with all sorts of fun things to do by myself. 2, it's on a 2, and then I just stitch. Back stitch and stop. Needle stays down. Turn the fabric. Back stitch again. Side's done. And you can just see that I have back stitch, just to keep it safe from fraying. Yeah, let's go this way. Okay. now you have two edges that are sewn. And I'm just going to go ahead and take this and basically put it at an angle. That way what I'm doing is I'm sewing it thin for between the baby's legs, but wide so that I can fold it up, fold it under, and these sides will come over and actually be able to be snappied, or you don't have to use a snappy. I don't. So I just put this at a guesstimated angle. Guesstimated. And that's not going to work. Try it again. There we go. I changed my stitch up to a 3 because this is now thicker. Back stitch. Back stitch. And I'm going to go ahead and bring it down and then back. 1, 2. Okay. If you're wondering, I try to make it so that this is not folded over top because it's super bulky, and I try to cut down on the bulk. So I angle it so that it tries, you know, is as flat as I possibly can get it. I have learned, do not try to go over the bulk place because you will break your needle. If you're wondering, those are radishes or basil. That one might be basil. I'm not sure. It's January. It's cold. It's Ohio. I'm tired of snow, so I started planting things. They're probably going to die before I get them out, but it's worth an effort. And this is the part that I actually try to take some time on, is just making sure that this angle is as fairly matches up with the other one. So I guess I'll stop right here. Your strings, and there you have yourself a contour diaper. So it's very simple. See what I tried to, you know, I use green for contrast to show you guys, and also because I'm too lazy to change my thread. But this is the part that I use on the inside, and this is what I use for the back, and it just makes it super easy to be able to wrap this around my daughter as fast as possible. And also, I know a lot of people have a hard time cloth diapering, like, you know, parent-in-laws, grandparents, things like that. So this is kind of, you know, just tell them, oh, this is the diaper, and they probably won't have such a hard time understanding where the parts go. Just don't let that go in the front. What you can also do, if you really want to, is you could take a microfiber insert and actually stitch that in, but you have to put something over top. So in that case, this is just a piece of scrap, but you would, what I personally would do is I would, if I'm going to sew that in, I would be sewing a piece of fleece over top. Then that way you could have like some color with your cute little diapers. I might go ahead and do that for you guys to show you an example and see what that looks like myself. If you want somebody to make these for you, I do that on my Etsy page. It's www.etsy.com/shop/the nappy sack. It's a NAPPY, like a diaper. So there you are.